All right, guys, what you're witnessing is the very first maiden voyage of my senior. This thing, just down the driveway, is super smooth. There's absolutely no gear noise. I can't believe it. All right, so let's take this thing out for a ride. Straighten out the wheel. We'll put it in first gear. We'll give it a little throttle, and we'll let her go. Whoa, yeehaw! No gear whine at all, at least at first gear. We'll see how second and third goes in a few minutes. All right, I'm just going to let this thing ride down the road a little bit and in first gear and make sure there's no issues, and then we'll come back. All right, we're in second gear right now. You can hear there's just a hint of gear noise. My new front rims are tracking nice and straight. There's no wobble. There is a little bit of play in the steering, which is going to have to get addressed. That's weird. Other than that, she's running good. She likes to pop wheelies, that's for damn sure. So we'll try third gear in 1 second. Third gear. Smooth, man. This thing is running smooth. A couple of small adjustments needed, but we'll talk about that once we get it back to the garage. But smooth. Wow, it rode pretty dang good. Very little gear noise, if any. I mean, the transmission, the straight cut gears in the transmission were the only things making a little bit of gear noise. Outside of that, everything else was running super smooth. Didn't even need to use the brakes. You can actually ride the clutch if you're, I mean, you got to pay attention to what you're doing, but you can ride the clutch out and it won't pop a wheelie for the most part, even in third gear. You just got to be very careful with it and feather that clutch just a little bit. And because I think everything is new, you know, like the pivots, the bushings, the throwout bearing, the, you know, everything in there, the return spring, everything in there is new. You can actually ride that clutch out just a hair and she'll just kind of drive right away. Only problem is I can't get the thing started up again. I don't know what the heck happened. I think that Nemesis carburetor is striking again, because if I go like this, oh yeah, we got fuel. That piece of shit. Oh my God. That is the dumbest design on planet Earth. Whoever designed that carburetor is not an engineer. They're a fill in the blank. Because that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyways, moving on. There was one little tidbit problem. Well, not even a problem, but just a little bit of a nuisance, I guess. There was a whole bunch of oil that had leaked down here. Unfortunately, I think there might be leaking from between the gear case and the transmission. Now, I don't know if that oil was there before the ride or after the ride. It wiped right up. I'm going to keep an eye on it. We got to get it started before we can see if that is the case. But outside of that, a little bit of leaking out of the gear case and the Nemesis carburetor. yeah, I mean, it looks really good. I did pull the spark plug because I thought maybe it was flooded, but it really wasn't. The spark plug came out dry, and the spark plug looks like that, which is maybe just a touch on the rich side, but that's pretty optimal. Usually you want to see this, the electrode, a little bit grayer, not quite as black. But in general, in my opinion, that's a pretty nice. It might be just a hair rich. I could take a little bit of fuel out of it, maybe on the top end. But outside of that, I mean, you really can't complain about that. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching First Drive in at least 40 years. At least 40 years. When we do the before and after video, when this is done, you'll see that this thing had been in that yard for at least 30 years. And then I've owned it for about 8. So it's been probably 40 years since this tractor has driven under its own power. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you would be so kind to return, figure out what's going on with the carburetor, and then we'll put the hood on, wire the kill switch, and this project will be done. We do have to get the hood on. We do have to get the carburetor straightened out before we can put the hood on it. Because once you put the hood on, it like covers everything. I'm not going to be able to get to the idle. It just becomes a nightmare. So let's hope and pray we can get that straightened out. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next project, you have a great day.